GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good evening, I'm Renata Solano. This week, Southern California faces triple-digit heat, while the Hawk Fire continues to force evacuations. We'll also check the latest on Pacific Coast Highway lane closures and celebrate the reopening of a historic LA theater after a massive renovation. Over to you, Bennett.
The historic Los Angeles Theater, a century-old landmark on Broadway, reopened today after a $40 million renovation, restoring its original marble facade and atmospheric ceiling.
The venue now seats 800 patrons, featuring upgraded acoustics, LED lighting, and a refurbished grand lobby that preserves the original 1927 Art Deco murals.
Programming begins this weekend with a classic film series, followed by live jazz performances on Saturday night, highlighting the theater's restored stage and historic organ.
The theater opens its doors to the public tonight, welcoming visitors for the first show, so lots to get to. Let's begin. Here are our top stories. Southern California forecasters warn this week will be the hottest on record, with temperatures exceeding 100 degrees across Los Angeles and the surrounding valleys from August 23rd through 29th, 2026. Julian Mercado has the full story.
Forecasters say the upcoming week will mark the hottest stretch of the year across Los Angeles and the adjacent valleys. Starting Monday, August 23rd, temperatures are expected to climb past 100 degrees Fahrenheit, lingering well into the weekend and peaking around Thursday. The heat will be amplified by dry air and light winds, leaving little relief for residents. Schools and outdoor venues have already begun adjusting schedules, while the power grid prepares for higher demand. Officials urge people to stay hydrated and limit exposure, especially during midday hours. The intense conditions are set to continue through Tuesday, August 29th, before a cooler front moves in. Julian Mercado, GMNA News, Los Angeles.
Wildfire officials say the Hawk Fire continues to blaze across the California-Nevada border, now devouring over 15,000 acres of brush and sagebrush. Strong gusts have driven the flames eastward, leaving containment at 0% and prompting a state of emergency. Fire crews from both states are battling the blaze, while air tankers drop retardant along the perimeter. Thousands of residents have been ordered to evacuate from the small communities near Reno, and shelters have been opened along the interstate corridor. 6 people have sustained injuries, 2 of them hospitalized for smoke inhalation, though no fatalities have been reported. The incident, which ignited earlier this week, remains active as firefighters work to protect homes and critical infrastructure. Authorities urge anyone in the danger zone to follow evacuation orders and avoid the fire-affected roadways.
Caltrans announced that lane closures will begin today on the Pacific Coast Highway and Topanga Canyon Boulevard as crews move to repair damage from the recent Palisades fire. The highway segment between Temescal Canyon Road in Pacific Palisades and Carbon Beach Terrace in Malibu will lose 1 lane in each direction, while Topanga Canyon Boulevard from the highway to Grandview Drive will see a single lane shut down. Drivers are urged to expect slower traffic and consider alternate routes through the Santa Monica Mountains or the 405 corridor. The closures are scheduled to remain in place until the repairs are completed, a timeline Caltrans will update as work progresses. Officials said the measures are essential to restore safety on the coastal corridor and prevent further erosion after the fire's intense heat.
Parents in San Bernardino turned in their 2 13-year-old sons after the teens assaulted a man using a jacuzzi at a local apartment complex, prompting a police investigation. Noel Kirkpatrick has the full story.
Police say 2 13-year-old boys were taken into custody after they attacked a man relaxing in a jacuzzi at a San Bernardino apartment complex on Sunday afternoon. The victim was simply enjoying the hot tub when the teens approached and began striking him. Neighbors heard the commotion and called officers, who arrived to find the man with injuries and the youths fleeing. The boys' parents later turned them over to authorities, insisting the matter be handled legally. San Bernardino police confirmed the teens were booked on assault charges and will appear before juvenile court. The man, whose name has not been released, received treatment at a nearby hospital and is expected to recover. Noel Kirkpatrick, GMNA News, San Bernardino.
ABC7 Los Angeles aired a video on Monday that captures a traffic collision involving a Santa Ana sheriff's deputy and a civilian couple back in 2023. The footage shows the deputy's patrol vehicle striking the couple's sedan at an intersection on the north side of the city. Both drivers appear uninjured in the short clip, and the deputy remains at the scene before police arrive. The release comes as part of a broader review of law enforcement incidents after public record requests. Officials from the Orange County Sheriff's Department confirmed the deputy was placed on administrative leave pending an internal investigation. No charges have been filed, and the department has not disclosed any disciplinary outcome at this time. The video has sparked renewed calls for transparency from community groups. Coming up, an Orange County dad launches an e-bike registration program, plus how that ties into our heatwave prep. We will be right back. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Welcome back. Orange County dad Anthony Bright, a local resident featured on NBC Los Angeles, rolled out a new electric bike registration program yesterday and says it will remain open as the initiative gains traction. The voluntary system lets riders submit bike details to city officials, creating a searchable database that could help first responders and law enforcement locate owners after crashes. Bright launched the effort in response to a surge in e-bike injuries and fatalities that school districts and municipalities across the state are trying to curb. By encouraging owners to tag their machines, the program aims to improve safety education and enforce helmet or speed regulations where applicable. Officials in neighboring cities are watching the pilot, and Bright hopes the model could expand county-wide if data shows a drop in accident rates.
Santa Monica police say an armed man was shot and killed after allegedly charging officers with a knife near the bustling pier. No injuries reported among officers or bystanders. Camila Arreola has the full story.
Police officers responded to a disturbance at the Santa Monica Pier on the evening of August 22nd. When they arrived, a man brandishing a knife approached the officers, ignoring repeated commands to drop the weapon. As the suspect closed in, officers fired their weapons, striking the individual and causing fatal injuries. The Santa Monica Police Department confirmed the man was pronounced dead at the scene. Witnesses described a chaotic scene near the bustling boardwalk, with tourists watching as officers secured the area. The department said the use of force was deemed necessary after the suspect's aggressive advance with the knife. No other injuries were reported. Camila Arreola, GMNA News, Santa Monica.
Demolition crews are set to begin tearing down Veterans Stadium in Long Beach today at 10 a.m. GMT, clearing the historic site for a new state-of-the-art sports complex. The aging arena, which has hosted community events and high school games for decades, will be dismantled to make way for facilities that promise modern amenities while preserving the memory of the former venue. City officials say the project aims to revitalize the waterfront district and provide a venue that meets contemporary standards for athletes and fans alike. Construction of the new complex is slated to begin shortly after demolition, with plans to incorporate commemorative elements that honor the stadium's legacy. The effort reflects a broader push to upgrade aging public sport infrastructure across the region, ensuring the area remains a hub for recreation and civic pride.
Mayoral candidate Raman is under fire today for his handling of the city's homelessness committee. Critics say his measured pace has slowed progress on a crisis that already strains shelters across Los Angeles. The criticism surfaced as the 2026 mayoral race sharpens, with housing and homelessness dominating debate among the field. Opponents point to recent data showing a rise in unsheltered residents, while Raman's committee has yet to adopt aggressive timelines or new funding mechanisms. Supporters argue he is pursuing a collaborative approach, but detractors contend that hesitation allows the problem to deepen. The controversy arrives at a moment when the city council and the county board are pressing for faster solutions ahead of the upcoming election. Voters will weigh Raman's record on the issue as the campaign heads into its final weeks.
A Long Beach man who fell off his jet ski and drifted offshore for 16 hours was rescued late Friday, underscoring coordinated rescue efforts. Wesley Tran has the full story.
Off the Long Beach shoreline on August 23rd, a man who fell from his jet ski spent roughly 16 hours bobbing in the surf before a rescue team pulled him aboard. Witnesses said the rider was thrown into the water after the craft capsized, leaving him unable to paddle back to shore. Coast Guard cutters and a nearby fishing vessel converged on the scene, deploying a rescue swimmer who secured the survivor and escorted him to a waiting medical boat. He was examined for hypothermia and minor injuries before being taken to a local hospital for further care. The operation wrapped up by early evening as the sun set over the harbor. Wesley Tran, GMNA News, Long Beach.
Now let's get a look at tonight's forecast with our meteorologist so you can plan ahead.
Upper-level jet streak and rising pressure seal a dry, stable ridge over Los Angeles this evening. On this date, Los Angeles recorded its all-time high of 88 degrees back in 2021, a brief surge that rode the tail end of a regional heat wave. The coldest reading came in 2018 at 53 degrees, a rare night when a northwest surge dragged Arctic air into the basin. By contrast, today's climatological average high sits in the mid-80 range, with the normal low in the low 60s. So the current 95-degree reading feels hot for August, yet still shy of the historic peak. The live radar shows a clean canvas across the basin, no echoes from the coast to the mountains. With pressure nudging upward and a southwest flowing jet stream aloft, subsidence is suppressing any convective development. Moisture remains locked out, so we expect the clear sky to persist through the night, clearing the way for a calm, dry finish to the evening. At 6 p.m. the city sits at 90 degrees under a cloudless dome, humidity near 38%, and a gentle west breeze at 6 miles per hour. Pressure is near average but climbing, sealing in a layer of dry air that discourages any late-night showers. Overhead, a 45-mile-per-hour southwest jet stream at 5,920 meters is reinforcing the ridge, keeping the atmosphere stable and warm. The UV index remains at 9, a reminder of the lingering solar intensity even after sunset. Winds will stay modest, never exceeding 12 miles per hour, and no weather alerts are in effect. With the ridge holding, tonight will cool slowly toward a low in the mid-60s before we shift to tomorrow's forecast. Looking ahead, Monday brings another clear day with a high near 91 degrees and a low in the mid-60s, the ridge still anchored over the coast. Tuesday nudges the mercury to 100 degrees, the first triple-digit reading of the season, while nightfall drops back to the mid-60s. Wednesday pushes the heat further, topping at 106 degrees and a low climbing into the high 70s, a sign the ridge is deepening. Thursday peaks at 108 degrees with a low in the low 80s, the warmest night of the stretch. Friday the pattern loosens, bringing overcast skies, a high of 104 degrees and a low in the high 70s, hinting at a possible marine layer return. The week stays dry, with any precipitation pushed well beyond the region. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunset is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
Later, traffic snarls on the 101. The century-old theater reopens tonight, and Veg ER shines in Beverly Grove. We will be right back. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
All major freeways are running clear this evening. I-5 between downtown and the harbor is flowing at free flow speed, and the 10 through the west side shows no backups. The 101 north of Hollywood and the 65 in the San Fernando Valley are moving without incident. Sepulveda and Santa Monica Boulevard are also free of congestion, so you can expect a smooth ride home from the beach or the studios. Looking ahead, the typical evening surge will begin around 7 o'clock on the 4-5 corridor, especially near the Westwood construction zone, where lane reductions may cause brief slowdowns. Drivers heading toward downtown should anticipate a slight buildup on the 6-4 as office workers depart. On the rail side, metro lines are operating on schedule, with no reported delays. Keep an eye on the 405 near the Hollywood split for the usual end-of-day traffic, but overall conditions remain favorable.
Los Angeles, historic Paramount Theater throws open its doors again after a $40 million renovation, restoring a landmark to its glory, a reminder that cinema still lives in our streets, and a chance to enjoy film nights where Hollywood once premiered. Next week, the city pulses with KCON 2026, the world's biggest K-pop festival, flooding downtown with chart-topping acts and culture, a must-see for anyone who loves music that moves the whole city. Expect surprise collaborations and a pop culture parade. This fall, the Broad opens a free exhibition, Has the Myth Been Shattered?, confronting mass media and memory with more than a dozen new works, an invitation to rethink the stories we consume. Admission lets anyone walk in and be challenged by images. Meanwhile, Joey Terrell's pioneering pieces are on view at several venues across town, offering a glimpse into queer Chicano art history that resonates. The shows appear in galleries from Echo Park to downtown, so keep an eye on listings. And now here's Terrence with sports.
Dodgers dominate the Pirates while injuries mount, and the Rams face a QB2 dilemma. Blake Snell delivered a dominant outing as the Dodgers completed a 3-game sweep of the Pirates, extending their winning streak to 6. Shohei Ohtani opened the game with an 11-pitch walk, but the shutout underscores a deep rotation poised for the stretch run. Tommy Edman's ankle rehab highlights the Dodgers' ongoing injury concerns, now cataloged in a season-long IL tracker. With the list tracking paternity, bereavement, and family medical leaves, fans can gauge depth shifts across the outfield and bench as the club navigates the final months. Matthew Stafford returns for his 18th season as the Rams starter, leaving the backup slot wide open. Ty Simpson, a first-round pick, and Stetson Bennett, a fourth-rounder, both lack regular season snaps, turning the competition into a pivotal decision for the franchise's future depth. Stay tuned as Los Angeles team chase championships into the final stretch.
Thanks, Terrence. Veg-ER in Beverly Grove just opened its doors, bringing a health-focused menu to this bustling corner of Los Angeles. The restaurant serves plant-based, nutrient-rich plates from grain bowls brimming with roasted vegetables to smoothies packed with adaptogens, catering to locals who want flavor without compromise. Its arrival adds fresh competition to a neighborhood already known for trendy eateries, giving diners another wholesome option within walking distance of the Grove and the Museum Row. For a city that prides itself on culinary innovation, Veg-ER shows that sustainable, delicious food can thrive alongside the glitz. It feels personal because it reminds us that the best way to nourish Los Angeles is to feed its people. Up next, a Riverside County teen shooting results in an arrest tonight. Stay tuned, we will be right back. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes, the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Welcome back. A Thursday shooting in Riverside County claimed the life of a 17-year-old and wounded another teen. Police arrested a 52-year-old male suspect Saturday. Noel Kirkpatrick has the full story.
On Thursday, August 20th, officers responded to a shooting in Riverside County that left a 17-year-old male dead and a second teenage victim wounded. Emergency crews arrived within minutes, securing the scene and providing medical aid to the injured teen, who was transported to a local hospital. The Riverside County Sheriff's Office launched an investigation that day, and detectives later identified a 52-year-old male as a person of interest. After a 2-day search, deputies arrested the suspect Saturday on charges related to the shooting. Authorities say they are reviewing surveillance footage and interviewing witnesses as they continue to piece together what led to the tragedy. Noel Kirkpatrick, GMNA News, Los Angeles.
Riverside County Sheriff's Central Homicide Unit arrested a suspect after human remains were discovered at the William Avenue and Poplar Street intersection in Cabazon Tuesday, August 22, 2026, around 12:23. Camila Areola has the full story.
Human remains were uncovered at the crossroads of William Avenue and Poplar Street, just south of the Redlands Freeway, in Cabazon shortly after midnight on August 22, 2026. Officers from the Riverside County Sheriff's Office Central Homicide Unit, led by Sergeant Carlos Mendoza, responded to a tip and found a single set of bones. The discovery prompted an immediate search for a suspect, and within hours a male individual was taken into custody on homicide charges. Authorities say the arrested person is linked to the unidentified victim whose remains were recovered at the scene. Investigators are now processing the evidence and notifying the family. Camila Areola, GMNA News, Cabazon.
Thank you, Los Angeles, for joining us on the local Sunset. Tonight's coverage of the Hawk Fire, which forced thousands to evacuate, reminded us of our community's resilience. Stay safe, keep looking out for one another, and tune in tomorrow for more stories that matter to our city.